So Young Storyteller of the Year used to be run by the Traditional Arts team, and they handed over the reins to Noise, a new organisation which stands for National Organisation of Young Storytellers. And last year we were still finding our feet, so it wasn't really much of a big event. So we're trying to kick-start it again, and we decided to host it in Shrewsbury because it's reasonably central for people to come across from all around the country. And I'm delighted with the turnout we've had today. We had a brilliant day of storytelling, and the room's been full of audience members, family, and just other storytellers interested in young storytelling talents coming through.
Yeah, it's all been great. I mean, I think it's such a fantastic opportunity, Young Storyteller of the Year. It's just a really important event, and it has launched the careers of lots of storytellers that I think wouldn't be doing this otherwise. And it's still quite a minority art form. I think there's still quite a lot of people that don't really understand what it is and what you can do with it, so it's just a really good introduction to storytelling as well.
The real range we've had, from very humorous to really quite dark, has really been interesting. It's always nice for someone who tells stories to come see other people tell them and see which parts you think work and which parts you might just nick, really.
Just listening and being so inspired by the younger people, it's so important that we keep this tradition alive. And I've had incredible mentors, I still do, and they've kind of sparked something in me, and it's really, really nice kind of doing this professionally now and being invited as a judge to see the younger people and still feeling that connection that they inspire us as well. And it's just really, really nice to kind of see them going for it, and the energy and the freshness of hearing a story, and then, you know, for the first time somebody getting up and giving it a go. It's just amazing to see that.
I love storytelling because you can act as well as tell people stories, and I love stuff like this because there's music and you get to learn more stories and feedback, and it's just really fun.
Yes, so I really like storytelling because it's a very traditional thing. People have been doing it for loads of years, and you just get to learn. I've done lots of local stories, so you get to kind of learn about the oral history of your area, and that's really cool.
I think my favourite thing about storytelling would be that although all of the stories are different, there's actually a common thread between a lot of different stories from loads of different continents, and I like seeing that the common thread is there within them. So my favourite part of today would be hearing so many different stories from so many different tellers, different perspectives, but there's actually a common thread within quite a lot of them.
I like storytelling because it means you can be free to be whoever you are and be very creative and imaginative.
I love the metaphors in stories. The stories can be used as ways of healing, of sharing cultures, of sharing stories. You know, stories are just so embedded from when we're younger right up through all the different generations, and it just brings people together. And I just love the hidden messages. It's the things that aren't necessarily said outright in the story. They're kind of cloaked in imagery, or they're cloaked in different characters, and I love that you can talk about so many different things through metaphor in story. I think that's so important. That's probably my favourite thing.
The thing I love most about storytelling is letting your imagination run wild, so you can create any story you want, any way you want, as long or as short. It doesn't really matter as long as it's a good or bad story, it's just as long as you're having fun, really.
It's an instinctual thing, and it's anyone can do it, really. And all the stories are different and they have different messages, and it's just nice to hear all different people tell stories in different ways, and that's what I really like about today's event.
Storytelling is pretty much the oldest art form that there is, and it's just fantastic. You don't need any special equipment, and everybody's got a story that they can tell.
I think I enjoy the freedom and the fact that you can tell anything you want, even from your childhood, and no one will mock you for it.
I know, it lets me be myself, and it's something that I can just get away from everything else and just put it all into storytelling.
Any opportunity to get up and tell a story, just do it. It's just vital in terms of developing your style, developing your confidence, and just share as much as you can and get out there and listen to stories. That's the best way to learn stories, is listening.